Hi everyone, it's Wednesday the 16th of January and 2019, and I thought that I'll try something different. I thought that rather than write and write and write, why not just talk and talk and talk for a change? No, I'm not going to do that. Yesterday though, I tried doing this for the first time and I couldn't believe that I actually spoke for well over half an hour and I couldn't even, lift it on any servers or whatever. So this is the second time we're trying this, so bear with us. Uh, yeah, I know it's 16th of January now, and I just wanted to say, Happy New Year. I hope everyone's had a great time celebrating over the Christmas and New Year period, and that, everyone's sticking to work now. Here in the UK, we're constantly hearing about Brexit, and, it's doing my head in. And I'm a political person too, but hey ho. So, what's been happening in the world of 1 What I want to do with this vlog, and I will be doing a series of vlogs, and I want your opinion at the end of this. I'm going to talk about that. But what I'm going to do with this particular vlog is talk about what's been happening with myself recently over the space of probably the last 3 to 4 months. It started in October, October 18, where I had basically CT scan to go for the Western General Hospital in Edinburgh, and an MRI scan to go for again at the Western General Hospital in Edinburgh. And that was basically my annual scans before going to see my consultant surgeon annually at the Royal Infirmary in Edinburgh, and that's Mr. Walker, the man who operated me on me in October 2015 and saved my life. The man saved my life, and I'll be thankful for that. So when I went to see Mr. Walker, I got the scan results, and they came back clear, fine. That it's not clear as such, but they came back fine. Nothing for me to really worry about, which was the type of thing what I was quite happy to hear. I'm still classed as a cancer patient. I've still got cancer. It's still sitting in my system, and that's fine. I just move on with that. It's not doing anything life threatening to me or anything. It's just there. I also what had cropped up at that consultation as well was that there's something on one of the lymph nodes. Now, I'm not worried about that. It's one of these things. It's something what, if it gets a lot worse, then that's obviously, I'll seek professional help about it. But I've not received anything pain-wise with that. I wouldn't even know because I'm in that much pain every time. But it's one of these things when, I've told that something with the lymph nodes, because I just think, oh no, what next type of thing. And I think that's kind of natural for anyone to be like that. But I mean, there's just times, because I've had surgery 5 times now, that many, I think that's 60 doses of radiotherapy, so many different treatments, so many different tests, you name it, I've had it type thing over the years, and it becomes every day of your life, and that's you, the wholeness takes over you, and that's you. So, I mean, you just get to the stage where you just go along with it because you've got that many appointments to go to throughout the year as well, whether it's your GP or whether it's then going to see different specialists. I think the next one I'm going to see is on the 28th of this month, and that's for my Botox injections. Get my fillers around here, see if it does any good for me. But seriously though, I get the Botox injections around about my shoulder area, because during the surgery in 2015 to remove the massive tumour, it was say about a third of what was removed in my shoulder blades, so you can imagine the pain levels will come from there. And the Botox, that's once every 12 weeks what I get that, and it does make a difference for a little while. So it's well worth getting that treatment. So that's what's cropping up. But no, I was really pleased with that, getting that news, from Mr. Walker. But what else happened when I was in seeing Mr. Walker was that I was telling him that I was passing out quite a bit. I still do, but not as frequently as what I used to do. And when I say quite a bit, I mean it's quite alarming, because you're talking about it could be every day. What was happening was that I could just be, mind my own business, making a cup of coffee, standing at the sink, going up the stairs, coming down the stairs, being in my bed, falling at my bed, go to the toilet, falling off the toilet, slipping when I was in the shower, and this was all caused the blackouts that I was getting, and it would just happen. It was like that, so quick. It was just you were back up again, and I'd check my body over just to make sure that I wasn't in so much pain, so or any more damage caused to myself. So, what I'd usually then do is take some more medication to make sure that I'd be okay on top of my, core meds what I take. But I mean, take some more pain just to settle it type of thing. So I had to go for a CT scan, and that was at the Queen Margaret Hospital in Dunfermline. And the scan went well. It went really quick. I couldn't believe how quick it was. The radiologist, or whatever the people are called who do the CT scans, great, lovely people. The woman had recognised me, and she actually follows my 1 in 15 page now as well on Facebook. So we were talking about the campaign and how it was going. So so it was really nice to have that conversation. So that was over the period from October, November, and going into the December type period as well. So that's basically where we are in the health front. I mean, it's still in a lot of pain. I mean, right now, if Kirsty, my wife, is with me right now, she'd probably say that, take a guess, but on the pain scale from 1 to 10, I'm probably sitting at 5. Is probably the best way to describe that, and she'd probably guess it bang on. It's just she's seen myself that many times like that, and she knows when I'm hitting with a lot of pain. So that's where we are kind of things with the pain stuff. 1 in 15 itself, the campaign is going really well. I've found 4 people now who's been diagnosed with malignant mymersopatoma. One thing I'll never do is give names. I've promised the people who's contacted me that I'll be complete confidential and be treated that way. And when I set up a forum with them as well, that'll be completely confidential. However, they've agreed to me that I could say where they are. I mean, so we've got a man who lives in California. We've got a man who lives in Brazil. A man who lives in Queensland. There's somebody else again in Brazil. I think there's the 4. Yeah, I think the 4 do in Brazil. And yeah, that'll be right. So that was good to get these people contacting me. But there's actually been quite an amazing breakthrough where it was one of these things completely coincidental, where I was one day just sitting at the computer, kind of bored. I think I was on Twitter at the time, and I just thought to myself, right, well, so I've done what I was going to do on it. I was doing stuff about, the campaign and stuff about the Prog at the Rock, Prog at the Park gig, which I'll do a different vlog about that later. But it's what had happened was that, I decided to put in the search bar on Twitter, malignant mymersopatoma, and shock, horror, surprise, it was practically every single time that it was said on Twitter, it was myself who'd said it and highlighted it. So you could see all these different tweets. It's got malignant mymersopatoma on it from myself, whether it was either from my 1 in 15 campaign page on Twitter or my own Inverkev Twitter page as well. So it's quite funny. But then as I was getting down to the bottom, just when I was getting down to the bottom, I noticed that there was a tweet from a pathologist in Arkansas, and I'm not going to say her name or anything now, but basically the tweet itself was just say it was like 3 or 4 pathologists, and they were standing at a conference and they're looking at this big board, and there's this whole board where it's got a bit malignant mymersopatoma, and they're scratching their head, given that what's malignant myelosarcoma. So straight away, I got in touch with the pathologist, and we're keeping in regular contact. And basically, what the pathologist has said was that she's going to be doing another look into how many people there is worldwide with malignant myelosarcoma, because she reckons that there's actually 12 people who's got it and no 15 people. And you think, wow, 12 people, how many billions we've got on this planet ours? So I'm waiting to see what happens with that. However, one thing what's cropped up out of that is that the Sunday Post newspaper in Scotland, I got in touch with their health correspondent, asked them if they were interested in my story. They wanted to know if there was any updates since the time when I'd been on the BBC programmes. And basically, yeah, there has been updates, because there was this, the 4 people who, have been found now, but also, the pathologist in America. But also what happened was that when we were celebrating the start of the new year, just after what we call the bells here in Scotland and Hogmanay, when it turned to midnight and then started the new year, must have been something like 18 minutes past the new year, and there was a message I got on Facebook Messenger, and basically what the man was saying, really nice message, what the man was saying was that he believes that, organising this gig and Prog in the Park gig along with Brian, and that he'd be interested in playing it because he's in a progressive rock band, told me the name of the band, and also that he is a part-time consultant now, and his responsibilities has been, when the hospital in London where he's working, is that his responsibilities have been is identifying sarcomas that's on the spine. I mean, I've had 2 on the spine, 2 what was on the T5, T6 vertebrates. I had surgery for that in 2011, January 2011, and the reoccurrence came back, and I then had surgery again in October 2011 for that. So I can't remember what the actual name of the sarcoma was, because it was just, full plasma at the time, and I really wasn't taking much in at that time when I was being taught about it. I just knew that it was from the sarcoma group of tumours, and just left it out of that. I mean, obviously it wasn't until the surgery what I had in 2015 when they told me that I had malignant myelosarcoma, and that was a part of the sarcoma family. The thing about sarcomas, though, is that they're extremely rare. There's something like about, I hope I didn't get slapped down by a medical professional here now, I think there's something like about 120 out of the 120 different types of sarcomas out of the some 240 odd different types of cancer. So, I mean, it's quite alarming, really quite alarming. And, that here's this rare family of, or group, or what we want to call it, tumours, and how it affects people and what it's doing. So I've said that I'm going to continue campaigning the best I can to make sure that the public awareness of malignant myelosarcoma is out there. Also, I'm going to be campaigning on a political front, even though this isn't a political campaign. What my intentions of doing is to see the MPs within the area where I live, in Fife in Scotland. We've got 4 members of Parliament, and I've seen 2 already. Douglas Chapman for my own area, Douglas I know well, and also Leslie Laird for the Kirkcaldy and Cowdenbeath area. And I know Leslie well, and really nice women. Same with Douglas, really nice guy. So I'm really grateful, and thanks to them for the time. So my plan is to then catch up with Stephen Geffins in the Cooper area, and Peter Grant in the Glenrothes area. Across here in Scotland, it's the NHS is left to be run by the Scottish Parliament. It's classed as what we call a reserved issue. So, I mean, I'll be then going to see our members of the Scottish Parliament as well, which would be more, relevant. But because of the cancer charity, the Sarcoma UK, being UK-wide charity, that was the reason why I've been to put some pressure on a couple of MPs about it as well. It was quite interesting because at the meetings, they took a stance about what do you want out of it? Do you want like an early day motion, or do you want like a Westminster Hall debate? So I'm still thinking about that, and that's something what I'll take back to that level. Well, there's so much turmoil in politics here now, so we don't know what's happening. But I mean, yeah, once we do know what's happening, we'll see what happens with this vote no confidence. What's happening today across in the Conservative government here. So if there's another election, then so be it. But if there isn't, I'll be then going forward, seeing the other MPs, and then seeing if I could get either Westminster Hall debate or an early day motion on malignant myomeric and rare cancers as well. So that should be something to kind of look forward to. So that's where we're at. A lot has been happening, and I'm going to leave that for another vlog. Probably do that one tomorrow. But let me know what you prefer. Please send me a message to everyone who's out there who's following me. I mean, it's great. I really can't thank you enough. I mean, if you prefer to see me doing a vlog or hear what I'm doing, just writing it as usual, let me know. What I will be doing with this vlog as well, is that I'll be using it as a blog, but putting in some photographs is when the times where I've met the politicians and stuff like that as well. So thank you for continuing to follow me. It really does mean a lot to me. It's to think that 3 years ago I had the surgery, and where I am now and making improvements all the time. I mean, I was at a medical appointment on Monday there, and the consultant was really pleased with the progress so far. So I'm going to leave it there, and like I say, thanks a lot for all the support. Every single person here, who watches this, who's reads my materials, who's been following me, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, 115 page, and I just can't thank you enough for the support what you've given me, and it really, really does mean a lot to me. Better stop me before I cry. But thanks again, and I'll be back in touch soon. Thanks. Bye.